Here are the test scores for the guy you filled out the form for. He scored a B minus. This guy is a risky bet. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you, things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10 dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10 dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He has the brains and the drive to make it big in his work. And he's not just all talk. He works hard and aims high. And when he sets his sights on something, he goes after it fiercely. If he learns to manage his temper and stay focused, he can achieve a lot.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he tends to react quickly and emotionally. You might see him get angry or snap at people around him. He can become upset or pull away to deal with his feelings alone. Be prepared for some drama when the pressure is high.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
People at work likely respect his sharp mind and strong work ethic, but he can rub others the wrong way. He's not afraid to speak his mind, and his bluntness can make him seem harsh or even rude sometimes. It's common for him to have a few close supporters, but also quite a few people who'd rather not deal with his temper.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
He'll likely feel proud of your achievements deep down, but he might not always show it warmly. Sometimes your career success could trigger his own insecurities, especially if he's facing frustration in his own work. Just remember, his moods are more about his own struggles, not a lack of support for you.
What if you start earning more than him?
If you earn more than him, he might struggle with uneasy feelings. Even if he doesn't say much, he could become distant or moody, questioning his own worth. This isn't about you doing well, it's about how he measures himself.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He is not the type to keep strict track of every rupee, and he can be a bit scatterbrained about money. While he isn't careless on purpose, he's also not the most organized when it comes to planning or saving. You may have to encourage him to think ahead and help set some simple money routines.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He sometimes tries to keep up a certain image, even if it means spending beyond his means. There's a chance he'll buy expensive things or say yes to outings just to feel important or impress others rather than sticking to what he can really afford. This isn't about being fake, but about wanting to feel like he's successful.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He has a warm heart and is quite open handed, both with his money and his time, especially when someone needs help. He doesn't mind sharing what he has, and if a friend or family member is in trouble, he's quick to offer support. He isn't stingy or closed off. Instead, he's generous, sometimes more than is practical.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He is not someone who tries to control or hide things about money on purpose, but he isn't always open or clear about it either. Sometimes he may forget to mention where the money went or feel too embarrassed to talk about a spending mistake. If he's upset or stressed, he might clam up instead of discussing problems.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He doesn't strongly believe housework is just your job. He understands it should be shared, at least in theory. However, because he can be a bit messy or scattered, he might accidentally leave more chores to you simply by not noticing what needs to be done. Teamwork works best with this kind of person.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He is willing to do his part, but he might not always notice what needs to be done unless you point it out. He isn't the type who will just stand back and give instructions, but he also won't take charge without a nudge. He wants to support you, but you may need to guide him on exactly what you need.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He's quick to defend himself and can be stubborn in arguments, often wanting to prove his point first. At times, this means he argues rather than really hearing how you feel. You may need to wait until he's cooled off before having a real heart to heart.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he can lose his temper quickly and may say things that sting or come out harsher than he means. Sometimes he might raise his voice or use sharp words if he feels hurt or frustrated. However, once he calms down, he may regret his words and try to make things right.
Does he have a bad temper?
Yes, he does get angry quite quickly. Little things can set him off, and his reactions aren't always gentle. This sort of quick temper is not something to ignore or brush aside. It's important to be honest with yourself about whether you feel safe and respected, even when things get tough.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
After he cools down, he can say sorry, but it might take him a while to get there. In the heat of the moment, he's more likely to point fingers or blame you, especially if he feels hurt or embarrassed. But be aware, you might find yourself waiting for that apology more than you'd like.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He may struggle with boundaries at times, especially if he's feeling emotional or strongly about something. If you say no, he might push back, argue, or try to change your mind rather than accepting it right away. You must be clear and firm about your limits.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
Yes, he is likely to take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. He might feel rejected or hurt, even if you explain your reasons clearly. This reaction isn't always fair to you, and it can put extra pressure on the relationship.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
Most of the time, he understands how important private moments are and wouldn't set out to use them against you. However, during a heated argument or when he's very upset, there's a risk he might bring up something personal to make a point or defend himself, not thinking about how much it could hurt you. Openly set this boundary early on. It's your right to protect yourself.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He generally tries to be loyal, but he can sometimes be tempted or distracted if he feels unappreciated or unhappy at home. His moods and need for attention can make him crave reassurance or excitement, and in weak moments, he might not think things through carefully. However, if problems go unspoken or he feels ignored, you might need to watch for wandering eyes.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
Yes, he can be quite possessive at times. He may get jealous easily or question your actions, especially if he feels insecure or worried about losing you. Sometimes he might try to control small things or make you feel guilty for simple choices.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
Yes, with him, what might seem like protective behavior can often slide into controlling actions. He might say he's just looking out for you, but if you look closely, you'll see he wants things done his way and expects you to follow along. At first, it may feel like strong love, but real protection should never make you feel trapped or small.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He may agree that parenting should be teamwork, but in real life, he's likely to leave most of the day to day work to you, often without meaning to. He can get swept up in his own responsibilities or moods and not notice how much you're managing. If balance matters to you, regular, clear conversations about sharing tasks will be very important.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he's likely to lose his temper rather than stay calm. Small mistakes or noisy moments can set him off, leading to raised voices or quick, harsh words. The kids might feel scared to come to him with problems, or when they're sad, worried, he'll react strongly.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He wants to support you and cares about your happiness, but he may struggle to fully see you as both a mother and your own person with dreams and interests outside the family. Sometimes he could expect you to put the family's needs before your own, or might feel uneasy if you spend time on yourself or your career. This isn't about a lack of love, it's because he can be wrapped up in his own world and strong opinions.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later after kids and marriage change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
Yes, he could be the kind of man who supports your career now but may change his tune after you have a child. While he might seem encouraging at first, there's a real chance he'll expect you to step back from work and focus more on home and family once the baby arrives. This isn't always planned. Sometimes he only realizes his true feelings when big life changes happen.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He's more likely to be polite on the surface than truly warm with your parents. He may do what is expected at family gatherings and greet them with the right words, but genuine affection or deep connection might not come easily for him. This isn't out of disrespect, it's just not his strong suit. He's more likely to expect your family to adjust to him rather than make big changes himself.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he's likely to react strongly rather than stay calm, which can easily make things worse. He may lose his temper, say things that escalate the tension, or pull away and refuse to deal with the situation. Instead of smoothing things over, his reactions can add more drama or leave you caught in the middle.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, he is likely the kind of man who acts modern and open minded with you in private, but expects you to behave like a traditional, supportive wife, daughter in law, when his relatives are around. He may want you to dress, act, or speak in ways that fit his family's expectations, even if he encourages your independence in your personal life together. This can leave you feeling like you have to play two different roles just to keep the peace.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension between you and his family, he's more likely to stay out of it or quietly side with them rather than openly support you. He may avoid getting involved to keep the peace, or he might agree with his family's viewpoint, especially if he feels it will reduce drama. This can leave you feeling alone or unimportant, wishing he'd speak up for you.
Say you have a conflict with his mother, what will this guy do?
He does have some mummy's boy tendencies. His mother's opinions carry a lot of weight for him. In a conflict between you and his mother, he may struggle to choose your side, often feeling stuck or guilty. This can leave you feeling unsupported or second best.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
Yes, he is the kind of man who may share details of your fights or private matters with his mother or sister, especially if he feels upset, confused, or needs advice. This can make you feel betrayed or exposed, as things you thought were between just the two of you may end up discussed with his family. If privacy and loyalty are important to you, talk to him openly about setting strong boundaries so your trust isn't lost over outside interference.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
Based on all we know about him, this guy is a B minus. This guy is a risky bet from a relationship perspective. Being in a relationship with this man can feel like riding a roller coaster, full of highs and lows. Some days you'll see his smart, hardworking, and caring side, where he makes you feel valued and special.